Okay, hello! This is my hopefully quite simple tutorial on how to use layer masks. So to start with, you need a photograph. I'm just going to try and make this one a colour flower with a black and white background. So you need to be able to see your layer window on the right hand side. If you can't find any of your windows, you need to click on window at the top and then whichever one you need. Okay, so I'm going to start off by duplicating the layer, which is Command and J for John, and then I'm going to take all the colour out of this layer. So the shortcut is Command Shift and U, or you could click up here, do Image, Adjustments, and then Hue, Saturation, and then obviously slide that out, and there's your black and white layer. If I zoom in on my layer window, you can see that black and white layer with the colour one behind. Easy. Okay, next I'm going to put the layer mask on it, which is this icon down here. So click that on, and then you can see your layer mask. Important to remember that when you're working on these layers, you have to tell the computer whether you're working on the mask or on the image. So if I click on this, I'm working on the image, get a little border around the outside, and then I'm working on the mask. So the mask works quite similar to the eraser tool, where I could just normally use the eraser tool and puncture a hole in this top layer to see the colour one below it. However, the bonus with a mask is that you can undo it even after you've saved it. If you save it as a TIFF file or as a Photoshop file, you can undo it afterwards. So to edit your mask, it comes up as white, which means it's solid, so we can see that layer as it is. You need to use the brush tool. B is the shortcut on that, and there it is. I've been using blood brushes. I'll change that to a normal brush. Okay, to make the brush bigger or smaller is the brackets to the right of the letter P, the one next to P making it smaller, the one next to that making it bigger. And then you use black and white as your foreground and background colours, which are down here on your tools. If they're not where you want them for, if they're not black and white, you click on this and make them black and white. To switch them around is that, or X on the keyboard is the shortcut. So you need black as your foreground colour, and then when you click and paint on black, effectively you're erasing that section of the mask. So if I just do that, oh, isn't that lovely? You can see my layer window there. If I turn my opacity up, actually, if I do it properly, you can see the black section of the layer window is the hole that allows you to see through to the colour underneath. And the great bit is, if you make a mistake, you don't have to use history to go back like the eraser tool. You can just press X and swap around your colours. So if you go back to white as your foreground colour, and then when you click, you can paint it back as it was. Marvellous. And just as a quick note, for example, if you are accidentally on the image, not the mask, then when you click, well, actually, I don't know why it's done that. Let's go back to, just ignore that for a second. I've got black as my foreground colour. If I click now, it paints on black onto that layer because I'm not painting it onto the mask. Excuse me. I hope that makes sense. So if I go back to my mask over here, there we go. Get my brush tool with black as the foreground, and then I can paint it back on. That is very special. That is beautiful. Say so myself. Hope that helps.